Patriot Prime Reviews is a channel for adult collectors and may not be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
This video is sponsored by Toyhax.com. They're your one-stop shop for reproduction decals for your vintage G1 Transformers and upgrade decals for your modern bots. Weaponry for your figures from the Toyhax Armory, and great-looking backdrops for your display from Toy Stages. And when you visit Toyhax.com, make sure and use my monthly promo code to save 15% off your order. So yes, 15% off when you use my promo code right here. So check out Toyhax.com and make your collection stand out from the rest. And tell them Patriot Prime sent you. Now, on to the video. The feature bot in this video is the brand new Transformers Legacy United Commander Class Beast Wars Universe Magmatron. And this is a figure I have been excited to get since he was first announced months ago. I used to have the original Magmatron figure. I thought he was really cool back then, but unfortunately he was part of my great Transformers purge of 2012. So I was really excited to see that they were releasing this guy in the Legacy line. Now, I don't know a thing about the character. I just know he is a really, really cool looking Predacon. So, taking a quick look at the packaging, we've got some great looking artwork of Magmatron in his robot mode, attacking what everybody seems to think is Big Convoy. See the tusk right there? So everybody's assuming that's Big Convoy. We've got a ship or something up here at the top. Right here on the side is his three component dinosaur modes. I don't know their real names, so I'm not going to call them by their real names or attempt to screw it up. Don't want to piss off any dinosaur enthusiasts. So we've got LandSaurus, Skysaurus, and Seasaurus. That's their names in the instructions, and that's what we'll be calling them throughout this video. So we got Legacy United there on the bottom. On the side, we got some close-up artwork of the faces of the dinosaurs. Back of the packaging shows Magmatron in robot mode, his beast modes once again, and he comes with a bunch of blast effects. This side of the box is the legacy artwork that we've seen since day one, including Magmatron right there. And on top of the box is a ship that I'm not familiar with. So if anybody knows who that ship belongs to, let me know. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get Magmatron opened up out of this packaging and check him out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and you might as well open yourself up a drink, get yourself some snacks, because I have a feeling that this review is going to be a long one. So, welcome to Patriot Prime Reviews. Now, once you get Magmatron all opened up and out of the packaging, you'll see he does come with a sheet of instructions, or rather a bed sheet of instructions. This thing is huge, and we're talking front and back. Sorry, didn't mean to bump the camera there, but my God, I can't fit it all in the frame. So let's get that out of the way. He comes with this shield, or bottom half of the Seasaurus. He's got these two red swords. He's got this purple dino piece and sword hilt. He's got the sword itself. And for a figure that has no gun, he's got a ton of blast effects. And then, of course, we have Magmatron himself. And let me tell you, this is an impressive figure. He is big and he is heavy. This is a solid figure, and man, like I said in the intro, I was impressed when I grabbed the box and felt how heavy it was. Now, bringing him in for a closer look, just look at the sculpted details on this guy. Let's see if I can focus in a little bit better. There we go. But check that out. That head sculpt is amazing, and great paint applications too. We got the gold crest, green eyes, the painted teeth, the silver tusks. I mean, this guy just looks awesome. The details just blew me away, and man, I can't keep raving about how heavy this guy is. And the fact he's solid, he's very well put together. He's got a heck of a backpack though, but he is made from 3 different dinosaurs, and yes, he does have a tail. But having that tail along with these bat wings there on top, or not bat wings, the wings from the Skysaurus, I think that looks good. He looks like one of those Japanese animated demon things. I mean, and they spread out like so. I mean, this thing's awesome. I love him. Take a closer look at the chest, all the details there, and the paint applications just pop. He looks like he has claws there on the chest, like the Skysaurus wraps around his waist, but it's not part of the Skysaurus, it's just part of the decor, and it looks really, really good. Got the gold paint down here on the crotch, and the legs look fantastic with all the sculpted detail as well, right down to the claws. And then here on the back, he's got this great looking piston action going on. Well, not action, it's piston detail that looks really good and fills up the legs from the dinosaur to make it look more robotic. He's got these huge heel spurs as well. So yeah, this guy is just too cool. I'm trying to focus down a little bit. He just does not want to fit all in frame. I'm trying my best here. So there we go. So let's get into articulation a little bit. As I showed earlier, the wings can spread. They can go up and down on his head. They can rotate around. The little claws here up top can rotate. You can bring them all the way up if you'd like, but he looks pretty good like that, or spread them out a little bit. There is rotation for the head, but there's not a lot, because the wings are going to hit the dinosaur right there on the shoulder, and you just don't get a lot, and you really can't move that out of the way. So head motion is limited. Arms, they're on a nice ratchet. They can do a complete 360, at least the left arm can. The right arm, you're going to run into issues with the dinosaur head on the shoulder, man, can't talk. There is a bicep rotation. There is a bicep bend with a nice soft ratchet. There is a wrist rotation, and the fingers can open and close. Now, he does have this hole right there where the weapon goes, and I'm not a big fan of that, because when you open the hand fully, you got that big old hole right there. Do not like that whatsoever. Let's see, more articulation here up top. The mouth of the Seasaurus can open up. Nice paint job there as well, with the yellow eyes, the silver teeth, and the pink tongue. Let's see, lots of nice painted detail on the dinosaur head on this shoulder. The mouth can open ever so slightly. There is a waist rotation. Now you can get more of a waist rotation if you flip up this butt flap and move the tail out of the way a little bit. So there you go, you can move that a lot more. The legs are on a ratchet, so they can move out and in, forward and backwards. There is a knee bend, nice deep knee bend with a nice ratchet right there, and there is ankle tilt as well. So yeah, lots of articulation, but it is limited. I popped him apart right there. You do have these little flaps here on the side, these hip skirts, if you will. It's kind of getting away a little bit, but it's nothing you can't deal with. We get him posed back. Lots of great ratchets. So once you get him posed, he is going to stay in a pose. And like I said, I just really dig this guy. I like the paint applications right there on the back. So, oh yeah, I want to show off too. Dude is solid. Like I said, he's hooked together with 3 different dinosaurs, and he's not falling apart whatsoever. I mean, they did a really good job with this guy. So let's bring in his weaponry. The first thing we have here is the sword hilt. That is actually part of the LandSaurus once we get him together. So we'll go ahead and get this in his hand, close the fist completely. Little peg right there, just peg it in to the hand, and then you can attach the sword, which is a pliable plastic, so it can hook in just like so. And now we have Magmatron all armed up and ready for battle. So this is where your blast effects can come in. Let's see if I can get him angled a little better. Supposedly, at least according to the instructions, you can take the blast effects, plug them into the hole right there, and actually extend the sword a little bit. So you've got that going on. Or I guess if you wanted to, you could really extend the blast effects. Just peg all these together. These, I believe, were the same blast effects used for Omega Supreme. So now you got this big old, flaming purple sword of doom. So that's an option for you. But as far as attaching the blast effects anywhere else, it's just not going to happen. So let's go ahead and get him armed back up again. And I think I've pretty much covered everything in robot mode. He's big, he's glorious, he's very well articulated, and he's heavy. And he just looks so imposing. This guy is going to look awesome on my Beast Wars shelf. So now let's go ahead and get him transformed into his 3 dinosaur modes. But first, I almost forgot the shield right here. This is the bottom half of the Seasaurus, and to hook the shield onto the robot, you got this little section right here. Pop that out, and then flip it around this way because you want these movable fins on the levers to be on the bottom. And he's got the peg, I moved the wing out of the way, got the peg right there underneath his arm, and it just clips on, if I can get to line up. So there is the shield. Now, I don't like the fact it's under his arm, so you can kind of manipulate it a little bit and turn the fist around so it looks more normal for a shield. So yeah, it looks really good. Now there is this section right here that's molded in, and I thought that you use that for something else when you're transforming the guy, maybe for his Magmasaurus mode. But what that is a throwback to the original toy. With the original toy, there's a lever right there. You move that lever, and these little flaps or fins would pinch like a pincher. Unfortunately, this one just does not do that. You just kind of have the throwback molding right there. So now we have Magmatron all armed up and ready for battle. And oh yeah, I did also forget, I'm always forgetting something. You got the little spark crystals right there with the Predacon symbol on the inside. And each beast has one. I just have to, I don't think I can see them all in the individual or in the robot modes right now, but there's one right there on the wings. And oh yeah, I'm forgetting stuff left and right. The swords here, these will actually peg into the wings just like so. They blend in really good. There's 2 pegs right there on either side, and they match up. There is a left and a right. So you can put those in the wings like so if you choose, which pretty much is how I'm going to leave mine, or you can bring them out and utilize them as swords. So we'll take this one out, plug that in. So there you go. Now it's not as intimidating as his big old sword here, but you can dual wield if you choose. And I don't think, no, there's not enough room underneath. I thought maybe I could peg them together like a double-bladed sword, kind of like Darth Maul. So there we go. Again, there we have Magmatron in his robot mode. Let's go ahead and get him transformed into his 3 dino modes. Now the first things you have to do to transform Magmatron into his 3 individual dinosaur modes is disarm him. So we'll go ahead and remove the sword right here. And oh yeah, there's the crystal for the main dinosaur, the LandSaurus. So remove that. Then you're going to remove the shield right here. We'll need that later on. Move that to the side. And now we're going to separate the 3 dinosaurs. So right here, oh yeah, and there's the other spark crystal right there. And I do love that gold pauldron right there. That looks so cool. All right, so to remove the Seasaurus, you're going to unpeg the neck right here. There's a peg right there that goes into that hole, and just move that out of the way. And then you need to unpeg this guy in 4 different sections. There's 2 sections right here. So just unpeg that. You see those little square or rectangle sections go right there in those slots. So get that unpegged, and then you've got right here where this connects here and here. That is in there good. That snaps in place really tight. So you kind of got to work it. And there you go. See, it's clips. So you get the one, wiggle that out, put that to the side. Then we have the head and chest area. This just kind of pops right out. There you go. Just like so. I mean, there's not much to that. Just kind of slots in. We'll set that to the side. And then, of course, we've got the main body section here, the LandSaurus. So let's start with the easiest first, which is the Seasaurus. Not Seasaurus, LandSaurus. This is a confusing figure. Very easy transformation. All you're going to do, extend the neck and flip this whole section up over Magmatron's head. And there you go. Swing the claws around, and there you have the air Skysaurus all dinosaured up. And it's not a bad looking dino mode. Let me zoom in on him. Great sculpted details all throughout. The paint applications are wonderful. You can see the painted teeth right there, along with the pink tongue. You got the yellow eyes. Great sculpted detail all throughout. A lot of waffling on the neck though, which is unfortunate. Love the paint scheme on the back with the darker red that kind of blends into the lighter red right there. A lot of gaps right there for the wings. You probably saw that in the robot mode for the head, but those hinges are there so the wings can flap. You can move those around. Now he doesn't stand all that well. And you kind of prop him back on the wings, but the way he's supposed to stand is you bring the wings down, angle the claws accordingly, and he's kind of looks like that. Well, he's supposed to. Can bring those back, bring these back there. So there you go. He sits kind of like that. You can even bring the wings further back if you'd like. So yeah, there's lots of articulation for the wings. You can really give them this nice spread here. Facing forward, extend those legs out. So yeah, I mean, that looks awesome. It's a spectacular looking Skysaurus. One issue I have with him is the neck here. This section does not look down. It doesn't really go anywhere. Now, if you move this out of the way, it can look up, but with it plugged in right there where the head is, it's not going to look up whatsoever. So you're kind of stuck with this one kind of sitting position like so, and he still falls over. So anyway, that's your Skysaurus. I mean, he's pretty slick. Next up, we have the Seasaurus, and what we're going to do first is this little section right here with the arms. Make sure this is loose. Kind of fold this piece back. You're going to take this slider right here, pull this and lock it in toward the side with the gold pauldron arm. Then you're going to fold these arms together just like so. Now what you're going to do is rotate the arms around, and underneath each arm is a slot right here. Match it up to the peg and lock the arm in place. Do that for both sides. You can see the peg right there, or the slot right there, and peg it in. Next up, what we're going to do is you're going to rotate the forearm. And you see on the hand, there is a peg right there, a square peg. You're going to use the double elbow joint to bring the fist up and peg it into that slot right there. Get that in and locked into place. Do the same thing for the arm with the gold pauldron. Rotate the arm around. There is the slot right there. There's the peg on the hand. Make sure the fists are closed. Double hinge, bring it up. Some nice tight ratchets right there. Lock it into place. Oops, bring it up a little bit more. And there you go. Now what you're going to do is rotate this around. Let me see if I can get it right. Okay, and this will kind of slot in at an angle. So you rotate this around like so, and it goes in at an angle. And this is how you're going to fold up the arms inside the body right here. So go ahead and bring these sections down right there, and bring this down so you've got this going on. Go ahead and bring the little tail section out there. Put this to the side, bring in the shield section, take these flaps, bring those up, make sure and collapse the peg right here that holds him on for the shield. Now what you're going to do, you see the slots right there, you're going to line those up to the pegs here. If you get the arms in right, it'll all just fit together beautifully. Make sure and get all the pegs and everything lined up just right. There we go. Bring the butt flap up right there. Bring the tail down. It'll slot in here with those pegs. There you go. Move the fins out of the way, or the flippers. Bring the neck down. It attaches. And there we have Seasaurus. Just got to get him angled around a little bit better. The neck has a lot of joints. And there we go. I dig the Seasaurus. And even though he's a parts former, he hooks together really, really good. A lot of gaps, a lot of panels, but you know, it is what it is. Take a close look at the head sculpt. Love the head sculpt. Love the sculpted details. Once again, we got painted teeth. We got a pink tongue, yellow eyes, lots of pins showing. But the pins aren't near as bad as all of the damn waffles. That looks horrible underneath the neck. And of course, the top of the neck doesn't look much better with all of the little slots and slits. Of course, that's to enable him. Well, I guess no, it really doesn't have any effect on all the articulation for the neck. It was just Hasbro's way of saving some plastic. So he is very articulate, I'll give him that. And he's quite long, fully extended. So we got a ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint there. And let's see, up at the neck as well, at the very end of the head, you've got a hinge. So lots and lots of articulation. I mean, you can get some pretty good poses out of this guy. The flippers we saw before, these are on those levers, and the flippers are on ball joints, so you can move those around. Here on the back, they just move up and down. There's no ball joint, or they don't roll around any at all, but you can sit him on the ground. You can have him posed. So yeah, pretty cool. There is your Seasaurus. Oh yeah, look at the paint applications here on the back. I love the dark green. It kind of fades into the light green. That's pretty cool. So I dig it. There's your Seasaurus. Roar. And lastly, we have LandSaurus. So to get him transformed, you've got the green chest section right here. You're going to unpeg this from the purple dinosaur body. And then what we're going to do is extend the waist. Just kind of wiggle a little bit, and that will pop open right there. And then rotate this section here around, lining up. Oh yeah, you gotta take his little flap right here. I miss this every time. Little flap right there under the neck. Now it'll rotate around. You just kind of line up the stripes right there. Go ahead and bring the dino head back. Now you're gonna take these flaps here, bring them all the way down, and then collapse them on each other just like that. So you've got that going on. Go ahead and bring the hip skirts up, which is going to form the dinosaur chest, and you do got some pegs and slots right here. Make sure everything lines up and pegs in. So there's one side, and let's get the other. For some reason, one side works a lot better than the other. So we've got that attached. Go ahead and take this flap, bring this down. Actually, I should have had that in place beforehand because there is little pegs right there. Now we have them attached. So now what we're going to do is we're going to collapse this back. Wait a second. This goes forward. Bring this flap down. go ahead and bring the legs up, because it's your thighs of the dinosaurs going to cover up this big gap right there. So bring the legs up and back. Right here, forget this section too. Right here, you're going to separate the pistons, just like so. Fold those up and inside the leg, and then take this section, bring it up and in just like that. Let's do this on the other side. Separate your pistons, like so. Fold those up, and fold that up and in. So now we can bring the legs up. Like I said, your legs is just what's hiding that gap. All right. Also, you got the little arms right here. Unpeg those. They peg in really tight. There's a little hole right there. Peg on the hand. Just unpeg those. There we go. Down here for the feet, you've got these claws that go in between the toes right here. You want to fold these down and around into the foot like so. Take the heel spur, collapse that in once and twice. So here on this other side, bring the little claws in and around. They are hard to get to. Now just notice my claws underneath. There's some paint scratched off the claws. That sucks. Okay, heel spur, fold that in and in like so. All right, so we're almost done. And for me, this was the hardest part. You've got the sword right here. Separate the sword, remove that. And then you're going to take the hilt section and completely unfold it. And right here, these little flaps, they tuck in, but they tuck in really tight. So you kind of have to manipulate those around. If I can get them, kind of have to press, lift up at the same time to get those out. All right, so that's out. You extend this up and around. Now the hilt of the sword, take this, collapse it down like so, and then rotate this whole gray section up. See a little notch right there? That's where the sword hilt's going to go. So you've got that going on. Then what you have to do is lift the tail up. And if you guys can see, let me get the legs out of the way. There is a square hole and a round hole right there that you match up with this. See, square and round. See if I can do it. And this is just a big filler piece. Almost got it. This is the worst part of this figure. It's a pain in the butt for some reason. I just realized I'm shoving it into his butt while I'm saying it's a pain in the butt. So yeah, once you get that in, and I don't know why it fights me so much, but if you can get that in, bring this up and over. It's not wanting to work for me right now. I didn't have this fully extended. There we go. So look, needs to look like that. This whole section is going to cover up the gut of the dinosaur. So let me try this one more time. Do not know why that is not wanting to go in right now. Other than it's just been a pain in the butt since I first got this figure. This is the one section, I don't know why. It's just magic, I think, makes it get into place sometimes. But it looks like it's a fairly easy process. You got a square hole, round peg, square peg, round hole. Make sure that's together. Pop this in. It's like something is catching right there, and it doesn't want to go in all the way. All right, I have to take him off camera, but as you can see, I finally got it flush. Bring this up, hold that in place, bring the legs back around. This is going to go up and under the body right here. Get everything cleaned up. Now once it's all attached, it stays in pretty good. There's little pegs up here, try to get everything to fit in correctly. There we go. Bring those legs up. There we go. Bring the tail down. And what you're going to do here is take the sword, and the sword's going to slot right in here inside the tail. You got this little notch right here and this peg right there. Now, I do want to warn you that this plastic here for the sword is the same type of plastic they use for the blast effects. I don't know if you noticed earlier, it is clear painted black. And I found out the hard way the other day, if you leave this sword in for too long, it kind of fuses to the plastic. And I felt like I was ripping this thing out to get it out earlier today. So there it is, the sword's inside, hides pretty good. And there you have the LandSaurus. And this one is the weakest of the bunch. Like I said, you got this huge gap right here. If you move the legs, you see all the robot bits there. Gap right there for the neck. I mean, he looks good. I mean, I love the scales and the texture on him, especially up here on the face. It looks really good. The green painted eyes. Then you have the white going all the way down his back to his tail. But for some reason, they didn't paint it right there. I have no idea why. Let's see. The arms, they can move. They can rotate around. No problem. The jaw, for some reason, only opens that far. I have no idea why they made it that way. I mean, I have tried. I don't want to force it. I don't want to break it. But it's just the way it's molded. It doesn't open any farther than that. It looks like it should be able to. But as you can see, I'm putting some force on there, and it's not budging. And I'm not going to try to force it to break it. So, it is what it is. He only opens up a little bit. But he's got some nice painted teeth in there as well. Let's see, getting to all the articulation. Head could look up, it can look down. There is a side to side. Arms here are on a ball joint. The legs have the same articulation they did in robot mode with the ratchets. The tail can actually wag, it can go up, and it can also go side to side. It can collapse really good, but you get this nasty break right there, so it doesn't look good whatsoever. So there you go. There is the LandSaurus. So now let me bring in all three. So there you have them all together. And as a trio, they don't look bad at all, with Skysaurus, LandSaurus, and Seasaurus. But we're not finished just yet. There is another combined mode that these dinosaurs can do. It's dumb as hell, but I feel like I need to show you guys anyway. So, move Skysaurus out of the way, move LandSaurus out of the way, and let's take a look at Seasaurus. And what we're going to do is separate his top and bottom, just like so. Bring these out here, bring the flaps out, bring the arm section out. You're going to extend, or not extend, get the little lever right there, the pivot. Put that in the center, open the arms up, just like so. Let me see, this is going to be the bottom, so bring the arms back, extend these down. There we go. All right, now you've got these little sections here. You're going to bring these out. Go ahead and bring this up while we're thinking about it. Okay, so now what you're going to do is take this thing right here, and it's going to peg into the little hole right there. So bring this up and get it. I've only transformed this mode once because, like I said, it's stupid. I'm not a big fan of it whatsoever. So you've got that going on. So this, let's see, I need to rotate these around because you're going to open the hands fully, because the hands are now going to be feet. I may have to wait until I get fully transformed to figure out. Nope, they need to go this way. All right, this needs to hang down. This needs to go up. All right. So, okay, we got that going on. Now you're going to bring your LandSaurus in, and you got these little 2 sections here for the tail right there. We'll go ahead and take the sword out, just because, like I said, it's a pain in the butt to get out, even if you don't leave it in there too long. So anyway, there's the tail. I'm going to bring the tail in, and it's going to, these sections right here peg in there, and that little clip that's hanging out, and then there's a clip right there that the end of the tail is going to go in, snapped into place. So, all right, there we go. It's taking shape, this goofy ass looking thing. And let's see, there's what we're supposed to look like. Turn the hands back around. So you gotta get that angle. The arms are now back legs for the what the hell. And pop loose. Okay, so there's that. Now you're going to take this section, pull the peg down that you used for the shield, because this is now going to peg in to the hole for the tail. Line this up accordingly. Let's see, I'm trying to reach around the camera here to do this. Okay, what I'm doing wrong is I need to fold these sections in, because they are actually going to tab into the little tabs right there. So now let's see if we can get this hooked together. Maybe. This is stupid. There we go. Okay, then bring the tail section up, or not the tail, the head up. All right. So we got this going on, this abomination. And then there are these flaps here. You bring these up, and these are supposed to peg in the holes right there. Let me see if I can get it here on the other side. Move the leg. There's the hole. Get in the hole. Okay, here's that one. Stuck it in the wrong hole there. All right. That's stuck. Bring this flap underneath up. We got the legs in place. We got the back in place. Now we got Skysaurus we're going to bring in. And Skysaurus, you see the tab there on the tail? There is a slot right here that this is going to tab into. Bring the wings back like so. And that just lays there, slots in. Bring the head back. This section that goes back, it looks like it should have something to tab into, but it doesn't. It just lays there. You can bring the legs back, however. He's looking up like, what the hell is going on? And there you have the Magmasaurus, and this is just stupid. This is just stupid. I guess it's a chimera. You got the tail head here, the dinosaur here. You got shit hanging off there. I do not like this. This is the second time I've transformed this guy into this mode, and I hope you guys like it, because I'm never doing it again. This is just utter ridiculousness. And I mean, once he's hooked together, he stays together. I mean, if you want to have that on your shelf. But yeah, there you go. The Skysaurus just cracks me up. He's like, what am I doing on this thing? But yeah, there's that. And now for some quick size comparisons, here is Transformers Legacy United Magmatron with the original Beast Wars Megatron, Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron, and Legacy Transmetal 2 Beast Wars Megatron. Transformers Legacy United Magmatron is an awesome Transformers figure. I have enjoyed this toy the last few days, just constantly messing with him. I've not put him down. He is a ton of fun, and I am so glad to finally have him. He's not perfect by any means. There are a few issues, but nothing I can't look over because, man, this guy is solid. This guy is articulate. This guy is so well made. The positives definitely outweigh the negatives. So if you are a Beast Wars fan or you just like cool looking Transformers and you see this guy on the shelf, do not hesitate. Pick him up. You will not be disappointed. Now guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Also, if you're in any chance to help out the channel, I do have a super thanks button, and I also offer channel memberships. And I have to give a huge shout out and thank you to all my current channel members because it is your support that helps keep this channel going. Once again guys, this is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah!